thunderous knock on the door reverberated through the house, jolting Alan Holloway as he returned home, carelessly tossing his coat on a nearby chair. Freshly divorced after his infidelity shattered his marriage, Alan now dwelled alone, consumed by his role as a local advertising agent. Unexpected visitors were unheard of, which heightened his confusion as the relentless pounding continued. "Who's there?" He swung the door open, his irritation evident. A slender man with disheveled black hair stood before him, eyes dull and lifeless. Initially puzzled, Alan slowly recognized him as an old classmate. "Lonnie." His smile faded, recalling the scrawny boy he had once bullied. "Little Lonnie McCollin, how are you? It's been ages." "I forgive you," Lonnie muttered in a monotone voice, offering a small wooden box as a token of forgiveness. His lips curled into an eerie grin, contorting into a twisted smile. He stood motionless, arms outstretched, presenting the grotesque gift. "What's going on?" Alan tentatively extended his hand, accepting the offering. "Do you need help?" Lonnie wordlessly turned and vanished into the tranquil dark night. Perplexed and unnerved, Alan called out, seeking an explanation, but Lonnie dissolved into the shadows like a ghost. Alan had long regretted his childhood teasing of Lonnie, passing it off as youthful jests and adolescent anxieties. Baffled by the unsettling encounter, Alan locked the door and examined the box. Decorated with cryptic symbols and inscriptions, it was shoebox-sized and surprisingly weightless. Its lid was sealed tight with a solitary metal latch, devoid of a keyhole. Shaking the box yielded no sound. Alan, perplexed, cast it aside, dismissing the bizarre incident. Heading to the kitchen for a drink, he froze at the sight of the same wooden box on the table. Bewildered, he glanced back. Where he'd left it, the box was gone. Anxiety gripped him, yet he cautiously approached the mysterious container. Suddenly, a grinding noise emanated from within, akin to nails scraping wood. Louder and more frantic, the disquietude intensified. Thinking it a prank, Alan armed himself with a fireplace poker, anticipating a creature, perhaps a rodent or stray animal. Irritated, he turned back toward the kitchen, only to halt. There was the box again. This time, the latch yielding to whatever lay within. The lid was ajar and the scratching intensified. The air chilled, and a pungent sulfur scent permeated. Alan held his breath, witnessing a hand emerge from the crate, followed by a creature, charcoal skin, slender frame, and grotesque limbs. Its emergence echoed with a disquieting crunch. With orange-yellow glowing eyes and a sinister smile, the creature pointed at Alan. Frozen in terror, Alan's heart raced. Fear rooted him in place as the creature's reptilian gaze seared him. Feathers and hair framed its figure as it pointed, growling ominously. Sharp lines etched its grotesque smile, an eerie prelude to an unknown horror. His voice, trapped in his throat, refused to emerge as Alan stared at the monstrous apparition before him. Summoning every ounce of courage, he broke free from the grip of fear, sprinting frantically down the hallway toward his bedroom. His heart pounded like war drums in his chest, drowning all other sounds. Thoughts raced, attempting to fathom the unfathomable, but it was too overwhelming to comprehend. Instinct and survival guided his actions now. The bedroom door slammed shut as Alan rushed in, frantic for refuge. With windows sealed shut, time was slipping away. Outside, the floor creaked under the creature's approach. Seeking shelter or a final stand, he clutched the fireplace poker, nails digging into flesh as the creature clawed at the door, its sinister presence looming closer. Dim light seeped through the closet's vents, casting faint shadows in the room. Alan glimpsed the creeping silhouette through the closet door. Holding his breath, weapon raised, he saw the creature's pacing shadow on the closet's threshold. Terror engulfed him, consuming every fiber of his being. Suddenly, warmth brushed the nape of his neck, a breath chillingly close. The creature lurked inside the closet now, sensed but unseen. Its ominous growl pierced the air, advancing relentlessly. Sweat trickled, fear of imminent demise gripping Alan's soul. He spun wildly, striking into the darkness, the end arriving in a blink. A dreadful scream reverberated, sealing his fate. An unexpected knock echoed, a thunderous clap. Grace, Alan's ex-wife, worried at his weeks-long absence. Despite their tumultuous past, his sudden disappearance was unlike him. Anxious, she approached the door, another knock amplifying her unease. "Who's there?" Grace opened the door, astonished to find Alan standing, forlorn. "Where have you been? Everyone's been searching," she exclaimed, taken aback by his haunting gaze. Disheveled and burdened, he extended a small wooden box, an offering of peace. In embarrassment, she accepted it, bombarding him with questions. Motionless, almost statue-like, Alan wore a chilling smile, whispering, "I forgive you.